Hi guys, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Taking another late lunch. Today I have Moe's Southwestern Grill. I got a burrito bowl, a chicken burrito bowl. It's a $5 burrito Monday. You can get a bowl or a burrito for $5. Whew. It has been a day. I've been so busy. I have not had a chance to breathe today. I was supposed to be going to a funeral today at 11:30, but I just couldn't even leave. So much for that plan. I feel kind of horrible because, you don't kind of want to go and show your support. But sometimes it just does not happen. Bless my food. Oh, and the drink, I have a crushed strawberry. I got out of the vending machine. Oh, that's so good. My head is killing me today. I think I've been looking at that darn computer screen too long. Everything is urgent. Got me a little side of queso. I probably don't need to be missing it, but I love their chips. Got 3 little different things of that salsa. The green, the chunky, and the fine kind. Both medium. Oh, man. Y'all, I had the craziest Lyft passenger. This chick, she was good and crazy. But she was sweet as she wanted to be. But Lord have mercy, was she a nutcase. Anyway, she, when I picked her up, she, was at a bakery. Said she was going to get married this week. Anyway, she got in the car, and then her told me her matron of honor had a maid on her, or whomever had quit on her, and the wedding is just coming up Saturday on the 11th. Then she spotted a Hobby Lobby, and she told me that she was going to be in there a minute. She was in there over an hour. I don't know what she came out with. She came out with several bags. Said she was still buying stuff for the wedding. Then she asked me, her phone wasn't charged, so she put the phone on charge in my car while she was in Hobby Lobby. So I waited on her. Then she asked me could she take a few drags of her cigarette before she got back in, because I don't allow smoking in my car. So she did. And she gets back in and proceeds to tell me she was going to go to this beauty supply place to get her some hair extensions. This is when the foolishness started. Her phone had gotten charged up, so it's blowing up with the Charlie Brown thing. So I was having a good time listening to the Charlie Brown thing, and she had the Bewitched thing for her text messages. If that wasn't going off on, the little nose thing, the nod sound she used to make in Bewitched. So I'm like, your phone's really blowing up. So she proceeded to get on the phone with her fiance. Now I had to listen to this argument for about 30 minutes. Of her while we were on our way to the beauty supply, of her explaining to him that she had sent him some messages, her phone was dead. It was like if she didn't repeat this 50 times. I couldn't talk to you. Why didn't you take your phone in the store? I just told you the phone was dead. I felt so sorry for this girl. She said, no, I just told you the phone was dead. I couldn't. I had left my phone on the charger. I'm in an Uber. First of all, I wasn't an Uber. It's the same thing. I didn't get upset. I'm Lyft. I was Lyft. I drive for both, but I was driving for Lyft. So he kept on pestering her. She said, look, I'm trying to finish things up for the wedding. I came out here to see my daughter, so I don't know what the situation is with her daughter and stuff. When I went to the bakery about the cake, I'm like, oh, Lord, this poor child here. This man about to drive her crazy. I started saying, you sure you want to marry him? So, he proceeds to tell her, you don't tell me where you are, and brother, you doing this and you doing that, and he accusing her of all kind of stuff. She said, look, I'm not going to get into this in the car. I'm not going to get in. I told you I was in an Uber. At this point, then she proceeds to tell me, I forgot to take my medication. So I looked, I'm like, what kind of medication she's on? And she proceeds to dry swallow these pills. And so finally she asked him on the phone, did you take your medication? I'm like, what kind of medication both of these nutcases are on? I don't know. So they argue back and forth. She's saying crazy stuff to him. He's saying crazy stuff to her. I can't hear him, of course, but muffledly. But you can kind of tell by her responses. And finally, she gets off the phone. We get to the beauty supply. And most of the beauty supplies, they're not in the best location. So she said, well, I'm sorry for bringing you to this out of town. I said, no problem. I have to drive all over with them. Oh. She goes in, gets her stuff. The phone's blowing up, the Charlie Brown thing. So I'm having a good time in the car. It's funny to me. The Bewitched text message is going on. I'm like, this poor man. So she gets back to the car. And I tell her, now keep in mind, we're not in the best part of town. Keep in mind, I tell her phone. I said, your phone's been blowing up. She said, oh, okay. She said, he's getting on my nerve. She proceeds to stand outside the car. And even the lady next to me, like, what is she doing? By the way, ladies, she was Caucasian. This is predominantly urban area of town, I'll just say. And I'm like, I don't know. She stands outside of my car smoking a vapor cigarette. And I want to say, lady, you might want to get in this car. You know. But whatever. I said, look, your phone's been blowing up. Of course, as soon as I said that, the phone's going off again with the Charlie Brown thing. It's him. She said, look, he's asking her, why didn't you take your phone in the store? She said, I went in the store. She's explaining this to him. I'm like, Lord, I don't think y'all need to be getting married. This is me talking to myself now. In my head. And I love this, their salsa. And so she answered the phone, you know, like I said, explaining to him why she answered the phone. The phone was dead. Did you want the phone to die? I told you my phone wasn't charged. Well, by this then, her phone had been charging for a while now, at least an hour and a half. So it was a charge. I think she just didn't want to be bought. So he goes in, and I don't know if she turned the phone up or he just got louder. He was cursing and yelling at her. And she said, you know, I try to look at the positive. If we just look at things, it's totally different. I try to look at the positive. Now, I like that about her. She said, I try to look at the positive in everything, and even if something go wrong, I still think something good can happen from it. You, on the other hand, if one thing goes wrong, you just look at everything as negative, and the whole day is effed up. And she goes to cursing, and she said, oh, ma'am, I'm sorry for cursing. I'm like, oh, Lord. And he said some more stuff to her. And she said, I'm trying to look at things from your perspective, but I have something about her family and other things, and it can't just be you. And I don't I don't know. I was like, honey, I don't know. Y'all about a few days away from getting married. Now, this is all in my head now. I didn't say anything. So, he then proceeds to do all this cursing at her, because I'm hearing this now. And he starts telling her he's gonna get a boo and threatening her. I'm gonna get a boo. How you doing? So he's threatening her. And the next thing you hear is him crying on the phone. And he said, you gonna leave me now. You gonna leave me now. She said, no, I'm not gonna leave you. In my head, y'all, I was saying, you probably need to leave him. You probably don't need to go through with this wedding. Very beautiful girl now. You don't communicate well with me. I know you're going to leave me now. So I don't know if it's just his insecurities, but I don't know if I could live like that. And she said, no, I'm not going to leave you. I was like, oh my God, these folks here, both of them. So finally she said, we'll talk about this when I get home. I'm like, well, why stop now? You've been going all along. You've been in the car now. Don't stop now. You know. So I'm going straight home. She tells him this now. So she finally hangs up the phone. Then she says, you know what? We ride about 5 minutes on her way to me taking her home. I gotta take some Baskin Robbins. Let me Google the nearest Baskin Robbins near here. Oh, should I do it? Now again, in my head, y'all. I said, didn't she just tell him she was going straight home? Now this nut gonna start calling again. Child. So we redirect traffic again and go to Baskin Robbins. She insisted on me getting the shake. I just had to tell her so. She said, at least get a small, because I don't put you through hell today. So I ended up getting a strawberry shake, which I knew I shouldn't have gotten. I love their shakes. But I paid for it that night. So I got the shake. She was in Baskin Robbins for about 20 minutes. When I finally got her home, I was so glad. And then she had to make 2 trips to get her stuff in the apartment. So, but I was thinking to myself, oh, and she did tell him, you know, of course he called again, and she told him, look, yes, I do, I love you. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know. It takes a lot. It's somebody for everybody. But I just remember her saying, are you sure you took your medication? But, man, she was silly, and some of the stuff she was saying and nutty as a fruitcake, but she had the patience of Job, because I don't know, honey. And talking about marrying him. And I said, well, you know how men are. She said, yeah, I know how men are, but I'm about sick of it. I'm like, are you going to go through with this wedding? I just told her, honey, you have a good night. I'll be praying for you. Good luck next week. That's what I left her with, but that was like, oh my God. I don't know. I did get some funny passages in there and stories and stuff, but I don't know. Fortunately, I hadn't had one. One thing for sure though, when you enter into something like that, you better be sure that you know that's what you want, because don't get married expecting people to change. You better hope that you can accept what they are. so to speak. Don't buy a Toyota expecting a Lamborghini, and then get mad that the Toyota then turn into a Lamborghini, so to speak. I don't know. Anyway, ooh, this sauce is good. How's everybody's Monday going? I got rice and black beans and chicken, tomatoes, jalapenos, black olives, some of the corn salsa, some pico, and what else? Oh, the grilled peppers and onions and mushrooms on mine. And this is so good. You can't beat this deal on Mondays for $5. Of course, you don't have to get chicken. You can get steak or beef, I think. I don't know if steak is extra or what, I don't know. A lot of people were in there getting the burritos. I wish they had a medium in the green. They only have mild and hot, and I sometimes can't deal with that hot. It'd be a little bit too much. And my nose right in there from the medium. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Ooh. These chips are just delicious. Well, y'all, I'm gonna cut it short. Oh, yeah, too long today. And I know. I'm not gonna be able to eat all this. That's a lot of food to fight off. I think regularly it's like 8 something. You know, I'm done with that, y'all. I ate. We still got like enough for dinner. I know one thing. I like Chipotle, but oh, excuse me. You get your chips and sauce and stuff for free with Moe's. That's the best thing. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna end here. I enjoyed chatting with you on lunch and telling you my love story for the week, this weekend. I want you all to have a joyous and blissful day. And know I love you. God loves you. Always be kind to yourself and others. Be joyful and be blessed. And remember, please encourage someone with something nice to say to them today. And share your smile. It's a language understood by all, and you just never know how you'll uplift another's day. Love you all. I'll talk to you later this week. Bye.